coming up on BG24 News.
The Vice President was in Wood County yesterday, and we'll tell you where and why.
Elizabeth Smart visited BGSU this week. We'll hear her advice for people going through difficult times.
A new facility in Perrysburg is one of a kind. We'll tell you what it offers citizens.
And Lacey Hagan is here with your Black Swamp weather forecast. Welcome to your Campus and Community Connection.
Wood County's live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Hello everyone, I'm Danielle Griffith.
And I'm Gemma Schultz. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Today was the last day for the blood drive in BGSU Student Union. This event was a part of the Blood Bowl, a competition between BG and UT students to donate the most blood.
The event was sponsored by the BGSU Red Cross Club. An intern with the Red Cross says she got involved to help those who need blood.
What got me into it was someone said it is making you scared for maybe an hour, but imagine what the people that are getting the blood go through on a daily basis. So the nerves and all, it's all worth it because you're actually saving lives.
Donors received a free t-shirt and free pizza after giving blood.
In community news, Perrysburg opened a new emergency medical facility this week. Mercy Medical Center is the first freestanding emergency room in the region. The full-service ER is designed to provide immediate attention to patients in a more convenient way. One doctor says patients have access to quality ER resources right in their community.
All of our lab imaging is here at our disposal. What that does is it's designed to create the ultimate patient experience.
The facility is designed to create a comforting atmosphere for both doctors and patients.
Vice President Joe Biden was in Wood County yesterday. Reporter Hannah Hilliard joins us live in the studio to explain why he visited. Hannah?
Thanks, Danielle. As part of the 2009 American Recovery Act, the federal government started the National Gateway Project. In North Baltimore, CSX's Northwest Ohio terminal is the cornerstone of that project. Biden visited the hub to address policymakers and his main focus, investing in infrastructure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President Joe Biden.
Biden was in North Baltimore yesterday to explain the CSX terminal's successes because of the National Gateway Project. North Baltimore's terminal opened in 2011, and it is now the most technologically advanced and environmentally friendly terminal in North America. Its massive cranes can load 30 double-stacked trains a day, and this makes the freight system more efficient. Biden wants to replicate the successes of North Baltimore's terminal.
We have to fundamentally improve the infrastructure so the manufacturers in the Midwest can get their products to the factory floor, from the floor to the decks of these ships, to export them around the world quickly and economically.
The goal of investing in infrastructure is to improve transportation between the East Coast and Midwest.
Connecting great manufacturing centers in the Midwest with ports in the East Coast, creating jobs in places like North Baltimore and in Baltimore, Toledo and in Philadelphia, Findlay and in Charleston, South Carolina. It's helping spark a revitalization of manufacturing in what has historically been the heart of manufacturing in the world, right where we are now.
Secretary of Transportation Anthony Foxx says the National Gateway Project is a bipartisan initiative.
There are folks across the political spectrum who get the fact that infrastructure makes jobs happen in America.
North Baltimore's terminal has more than 300 employees, and the National Gateway Project could bring more than 50,000 jobs to America. And Biden says he wants to keep those jobs here.
So I, for one, am sick and tired of the word outsourcing. My hope is my grandchildren's vocabulary will not have that word. We also have, I might add, the most productive workers in the world. Recent study, no, it's a fact. American workers are 3 times as productive as Chinese workers.
CSX in North Baltimore has only been open for 2 years, and they already are looking to expand. Biden says CSX is leading the way for the rest of the state.
Ohio is back, America's back, and I promise you, we will be the 21st century manufacturing sector of the world.
Biden says once the National Gateway Project is finished, shippers in the Midwest like CSX will save $140 million a year in shipping costs. Biden plans on visiting Panama in the next couple weeks to meet with its president. He says the next step in improving infrastructure includes widening the Panama Canal by 2015. This will double the amount of cargo getting through the canal and will allow larger ships to get to ports quicker, making the infrastructure more efficient. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Hannah Hilliard.
Thanks, Hannah. Advocate, author, and survivor Elizabeth Smart paid a visit to the university on Tuesday. Smart's visit was the first of a new series by the university library called Ordinary People, Extraordinary Stories. The first event was open to students with a ticket, and the second event the same night was for paying audience members. Smart told the story of her abduction and offered advice to those struggling.
I think overall, I want people to walk away feeling a renewed sense of hope, feeling that, whatever trials we face in life, that you can move forward, you can recover, and who knows, you might be able to turn it to be something wonderful in your life where you're able to work with other people and help other people and make a difference. So, that's just one of the many things I hope people walk away with.
All proceeds from the event benefited the library's process of going digital.
BGSU's West Hall is home to many media and communication studies operations. Many are unaware that it also houses BGSU's forensic team. The team showed off their best pieces at their showcase last night. Reporter Brooke Ebersol speaks with the members of the award-winning team.
The BGSU Forensic Speech and Debate team held a performance showcase on Wednesday in West Hall. The forensics team is a competitive speech and debate program offered through the School of Media and Communication. The team is made up of a diverse group of students who compete in various styles of public speaking. Some do public address speeches, while others perform creative literature. President Ashley Hendricks believes the performance showcase is a great way to publicize the forensics team and to show people what their organization is about.
This is a way of understanding how we argue arguments and how we fight for something that through our communication skills. And this is probably one of the best ways for people at the university to understand what we actually do.
They have had a very successful season so far. They have earned team awards at each of the major tournaments this semester. Each of their 18 active members have qualified for nationals in at least one category. Director of Forensics Paul Alday says their sense of confidence is unique from other students.
They're really doing something that 90+% of the people on campus hate to do or are deathly afraid to do, and that's get up and perform one-on-one in front of other people.
The BGSU Forensic Speech and Debate team is now ranked among the top 10 teams in the nation. The team even beat Harvard University in an October competition. Even though the Bowling Green team is one of the best in the nation, much of the university doesn't know about them.
We're the winningest program of any type of competitive team on our campus, and with 70 national titles under our belt, we have administrators and students that don't even know that we exist.
The team is so successful that they have drawn in students to Bowling Green from across the country. Sophomore Gilbert Bauman Flores transferred to BG from his college in Texas. He says Bowling Green stood out as a unique program to him.
They don't focus about mostly the competition, and it's not about getting the one or getting first place. It's I've heard my coach Paul Day say this, it's about the art of your piece.
While forensics does not attract thousands of fans like a football game, and much of the university is unaware of their success, the artistic and educational focus is what Alday says make the activity valuable.
Forensics isn't well known. We don't have a cheer squad, we don't have a pep band, but it's always really rewarding to know that what we've done educationally is right, and that's what's really valuable.
Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Brooke Ebersol.
The team plans on perfecting their performances in preparation for their national competition. They will be traveling to Indianapolis in March for their national comprehensive tournament.
And now we have your first look at weather with Lacey Hagan. Lacey?
Well, currently we do have a temperature of about 45 degrees, but if you stay tuned, I will show you how this weekend it's definitely going to change. We might have our first look at snow, so stay tuned.
Thanks, Lacey. Coming up after the break, we'll have reporter Dominique Hicks speaking with Teresa Gavarone, the newest member of the Bowling Green City Council.
After that, we'll have your Black Swamp weather forecast.
Plus, years ago, Bowling Green police helped stop a runaway train, and this incident became a motion picture. We'll explain. Stay with us.
Teresa Gavarone is the newest member of Bowling Green City Council. She's been a resident of Bowling Green for almost 30 years. She's also been an active member in the community. BG24's Dominique Hicks joins Gavarone live in the studio. Dominique?
And thanks so much, Gemma, and thank you, Teresa, for being here with us. So I want to ask you, we're just going to dive in here. With you being a wife and a mother of 3, and also being a local business owner, and also an attorney at law who's still practicing, how do you plan to manage being a councilwoman as well?
Well, I'm used to juggling a lot of different activities at once. I mean, as a mother alone, you're juggling activities. I've managed my law practice so that I'm home when my kids leave for school, and I'm home when they get home from school. So I'm usually home around 2:30, and I've always been involved in different volunteer activities. It's mostly involving the kids' activities, what they're involved in. I volunteer in as well, and also other community groups and organizations. So I think City Council will fit right into that. And I look forward to serving the city of Bowling Green.
Okay, so I want to just say, for people who may not understand, can you explain what area is the 4th Ward?
Yes, I've been elected to City Council in the 4th Ward. It's the northwest corner of Bowling Green at Main and Wooster. Okay. And so the city's divided into 4 wards, and I've been elected to the 4th.
Okay, and being someone that's been a part of the community for so many years, and also being an alumni of BGSU, I want to ask you, what do you think is one specific improvement that the city could make, and how do you feel like you will address that issue?
Well, I actually graduated from Bowling Green with a business degree back in the day, and also am a local business owner, and I believe that the city would benefit from being more business friendly. I think if we encourage an environment where the businesses that have invested here can thrive and grow, and we can encourage new businesses to come to town, move their families here, we can increase the tax base. And I would love to see that happen so that we can keep the city services that we all enjoy without increasing taxes to the citizens.
Okay, and for the students, of course, on campus, how do you plan to bring the students on campus and the community members together?
Okay, well, I came here as a Bowling Green business student back in the day, and also lived in the dorms, lived off campus. I also was a landlord of student housing as well, and I understand issues from all sides. I know that there are community concerns when there are students living in the neighborhoods, and I think the community would benefit from enhanced communication. I think if the university and the city could work together to provide information to the students about local ordinances regarding parties and noise, and I believe if that information came from the university, it would have more impact, but I think it would help improve community-university relations.
Well, thank you so much, Teresa, for being here, and I want to say congratulations again on being elected for the new councilwoman of the 4th Ward. And now we're going to pass it back to the desk with Danielle and Gemma.
Thanks, Dominique. Coming up next, Lacey Hagan has a look at your weekend Black Swamp weather forecast. Stay with us.
Now, Wood County's live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Good evening, Wood County. Lacey Hagan here with a look at your local Black Swamp forecast. For our current conditions, we have a temperature of about 45 degrees, a little bit of cloud cover out there, and our winds are coming out of the west at 19 miles per hour. As we go into tonight, we will have our temperatures dropping down to 30, not much rain, and we're going to go into tomorrow's forecast. We'll be up to about 47 degrees. We have some sun coming out, and our sunrise will be about 7:15 a.m., and our wind will be coming steady out of the west at 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow night's forecast, we are going to drop down to 36. This will be the story for the rest of the weekend as we are hitting lows near freezing. We will be mostly cloudy for tomorrow night and no chance of precipitation, a little bit of a breeze out of the south at 16 miles per hour. Now as we look at our regional temperatures, as you can see, the main temperature around is 45 degrees. We will be dropping that overnight. And now we're going to take a look out at our regional radar. And we do have some rain over to our east, but nothing is coming towards the way of Bowling Green for the time being. And now we're going to take a look out at our national radar. And as you can see, we have those spotty showers over here through the east, and some over to the west, but nothing that's going to make its way to Bowling Green anytime soon. And for our 5-day forecast, Friday we will get just below 50, and Saturday it looks like we'll rise quite above the 50-degree mark, up to 58, but we definitely drop down on Sunday into Tuesday. It is kind of depressing, but it does look like we're going to have our first chance of snow on Tuesday. I know it's only November and it doesn't really sound right, but it looks like we have a chance for some snow on Tuesday.
Oh, that's definitely, I don't think, what anybody wanted to hear, but
it's time to bundle up.
Yep, it is Ohio.
BGSU is holding an interactive event that tackles contemporary issues of oppression. Reporter Alexis Cook says the Tunnel of Oppression is designed to help students think deeply.
BGSU Residence Life is holding a self-interactive event for students to learn about everyday issues such as self-image, discrimination, and gender roles. The Tunnel of Oppression starts with students learning about gender roles and self-image, and how the media portrays how one should act and look. Coordinator Anna Brown says she wants students to learn about true beauty.
The idea for Tunnel is to get the students to explore, and maybe the catchphrase we use is unlearn some of the things that we've learned, like what beauty is.
The tunnel then allows students to learn about discrimination while participating in activities to express what they have personally dealt with. One student says the tunnel brings attention to the unknown facts upon a subculture.
Just to kind of walk through and see like the different facts that they display on the walls, like different things that you wouldn't have known. Like I remember I was looking at the mirror of like the gay slurs that you could say, and there was some of them I didn't even recognize before, so it was pretty interesting.
Brown says she hopes it will open one's lenses to a different view of the world.
Looking at the world through somebody else's lenses and maybe saying, okay, even though this is my way of viewing the world, it's not the only way of viewing the world, and it may not even be the right way of viewing the world. It's just one way.
During its 5th year at BGSU, the Tunnel of Oppression encourages students to think critically about issues that they face, while teaching one to learn and unlearn society's rules. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Alexis Cook.
The tunnel will be open until 10 o'clock tonight in the Union Room 308.
After the break, we'll have the latest in campus and community sports. Katie Warnke's here with a preview. Katie?
Thanks, Gemma. It was a good day for Falcon sports on Tuesday. I'll tell you why when we come back, and we'll also look at what sports are coming up this weekend. Stay tuned.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Katie Warnke. Well, the Bowling Green football team is now bowl eligible. The Falcons traveled to Miami Tuesday to take on the Red Hawks, where they dominated with a 45-3 victory. Matt Johnson threw for 252 yards, while Travis Green broke that 1,000-yard mark on the season with 112. The Red Hawks were held to just 228 yards total offensively. BG is now 6-3 on the season and 4-1 in the MAC. The Falcons are second in the MAC behind Buffalo, but the two teams will meet each other later this year. Bowling Green will come home to play Ohio next Tuesday. There was some home action, though, this past Tuesday night as men's soccer hosted IPFW. The team easily defeated the Mastodons as the offense exploded on the field, scoring 8 goals. Senior Ryan Comiskey hit the net twice, while the Falcons saw scores from 6 other players as well. Goalie Michael Wiest earned his 8th shutout of the season. The Falcons now sit at 6-7-5 and will travel to West Virginia this weekend for a MAC matchup that could seal their spot in the MAC tournament. If BG wins, they will secure the 4th spot in the tournament, but if the Mountaineers win or tie, the Falcons will be out. That game will be on Friday in Morgantown at 7 p.m. Now, men's rugby is playing in one of their biggest games of the season this Saturday. BG will take on Miami, where a win would take the team to nationals, where they would either face Indiana or Michigan. The Falcons are undefeated on the season, but so are the Red Hawks. You can catch the game Saturday at 1 p.m. at College Park Rugby Field. Now, coming up in weekend sports, we have women's volleyball playing Friday night. The Falcons will take on the Ohio Bobcats at the Stroh starting at 7. Then on Saturday, again, rugby will be at 1, and men's basketball will hit the court to play Earlham. Tip-off is at 2 p.m. at the Stroh. After that ending, don't go too far, because later that night, women's volleyball will be back on the court to battle Kent State. This is the Falcons' senior night, and game time is at 7. For the away games this weekend, again, men's soccer will take on West Virginia Friday in that key game, while women's basketball will be playing in the Iona Tip-Off tournament this weekend. The hockey team will also travel to battle Minnesota State University Mankato Friday and Saturday. As always, we will have scores and highlights for you on Monday. That is all we have for BG24 Sports today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BG24SportsNow. Until next time, I'm Katie Warnke. We'll be right back.
It's normal for towns to have trains, but the one in Bowling Green has generated a lot of discussion. Some students hate the train's noise, while some community members say it has an interesting story. Reporter Claudia Seibert speaks with Police Major Tony Hetrick and a student about the locomotive.
The beginning of the track starts up by Lake Erie. There's a rail yard in Walbridge, Ohio, and from there it terminates down by Columbus.
You can transport a lot more per gallon of gas by train. They can go pretty far with not much fuel, so it's a great conservation method to get things from point A to point B.
The train has rules to follow while going along the tracks, just like cars have rules for driving.
We're restricted by city ordinance to 25 miles per hour, so trains cannot go any faster than that, and we are allowed to cite them if they do go too fast. I used to ride with an officer who did that regularly. He would take a radar gun and shoot the trains as they came through, and he wrote a couple tickets too for going too fast.
Some students aren't too fond of having a train so close to campus.
I don't really like the train because it's loud and obnoxious, and if it could just be quieter, that would help.
But Major Hetrick says the train has been around a lot longer than BGSU.
This has been a railroad town for probably over 100 years.
Even though Bowling Green is a small town, an incident that happened on the train tracks has become pretty well known.
The movie Unstoppable with Denzel Washington was based on an incident that actually originated in the Walbridge yard. It got up to about 60 miles an hour, unoccupied, and ran through Bowling Green. I was working that day, and we had to quickly cover the railroad tracks to make sure that people stayed back from it because it was going quite a bit faster than they normally do through town. It was stopped by another locomotive that followed up behind it, and they made the movie out of that.
Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Claudia Seibert.
And now let's have a last look at our weather for the weekend one last time, Lacey.
Well, we do have quite an odd forecast. It looks like we're going to warm up Friday, Saturday, even into Monday. Maybe a little bit of rain on Monday, but Tuesday, be prepared to be bundled up for some snow. It looks like it'll be the first snow of the season.
That's all for BG24 News tonight.
For these and more story ideas, check out our website at bg24news.org.
And on social media at facebook.com/BG24News.
And at twitter.com/BG24News.
Thanks and have a great night, everyone.